Listening test. In the listening test section, you will demonstrate your comprehension of spoken English. The test has a duration of approximately 45 minutes and consists of 4 distinct sections. Each section comes with its own set of instructions. Part 1. Directions. You will be presented with 4 verbal statements describing an image in your test booklet for each question. Listen carefully to all statements and choose the one that most accurately depicts what you observe in the image. Once you've made your selection, locate the question number on your answer sheet and mark your chosen response. Note that the statements will be read aloud only once and will not appear in written form in your test booklet. Look at the example image below and listen to 4 sentences describing the picture. A barista is preparing coffee at the espresso machine. B. 2 employees are cleaning tables in the seating area. C. Customers are enjoying their drinks at outdoor tables. D. People are standing in line to place their orders. For this example, statement C, customers are enjoying their drinks at outdoor tables, correctly describes the scene shown, therefore you should mark C on your answer sheet. This part 1 begins with item number 1. Choose the sentence that best corresponds to the image.
Look at image number 1 in the test.
A. A woman is riding a bicycle inside a workshop. B. A man is putting on a jacket near a vehicle. C. 2 people are sitting at a workbench examining tools. D. A man wearing glasses is working on an engine in a garage.
Look at image number 2 in the test. A. A man is parking a bicycle next to the pier. B. A woman is walking towards a pier near a lake. C. Some people are unloading a boat at the dock. D. A bin is floating on the surface of the lake. Look at image number 3 in the test.
A. A woman is watering plants next to some skyscrapers. B. Some pipes are being installed on a rooftop terrace. C. A woman is kneeling on a wooden deck surrounded by potted plants. D. A woman is arranging potted plants along a railing.
Look at image number 4 in the test.
A. A woman is placing grocery items into a cart. B. A clerk is putting items on a freezer shelf in a grocery store. C. A woman is arranging items on a shelf near the window. D. A man is pushing a cart down the aisle.
Look at image number 5 in the test.
A. 2 children are running beside a parked car. B. A woman is loading luggage into a car in a parking lot. C. A car door has been left open in a parking lot. D. A girl in a wheelchair is being pushed by a security guard.
Look at image number 6 in the test. A. Several chairs have been stacked in the corner of a meeting room. B. A seminar is being held in a conference room. C. Chairs are being removed from a meeting room. D. Chairs are arranged around a table in an unoccupied conference room.
Part 2. Directions. In this section, you will listen to a question or statement followed by 3 responses. Each question and its responses will be spoken once and will not appear in written form in your test booklet. Choose the most appropriate response by selecting either A, B, or C on your answer sheet. This part begins with question number 7. Listen to the question or statement and choose the response that best corresponds to the initial sentence.
Number 7. Who's responsible for approving the revised budget figures?
A. The figures were updated last Thursday. B. It falls under the finance director's authority. C. We approved the new office layout yesterday.
Number 8. Why hasn't the shipment from the overseas supplier arrived yet?
A. There's been a customs delay at the port. B. The supplier offers free shipping on bulk orders. C. It arrived earlier than we expected.
Number 9. Wouldn't it be more efficient to consolidate both departments into one floor?
A. The floor was recently renovated. B. That depends on how many staff are relocating. C. Efficiency training starts next Monday.
Number 10. When is the performance review cycle scheduled to begin?
A. The review committee has 5 members. B. Most employees performed well this quarter. C. Sometime in the first week of next month, I believe.
Number 11. Have the conference room bookings been confirmed for next week?
A. The conference was held in Singapore last year. B. I think Karen is still waiting on a few responses. C. Yes, the room has a projector and whiteboard.
Number 12. Who should I contact if the network connection keeps dropping?
A. The IT help desk handles all connectivity issues. B. The network was installed 3 months ago. C. You should contact them before noon.
Number 13. Why was the product launch postponed until the third quarter?
A. The launch event was held at the downtown venue. B. Additional testing revealed some quality concerns. C. The third quarter results exceeded expectations.
Number 14. Wouldn't it make more sense to hire a contractor rather than expand the in-house team?
A. The contractor submitted the invoice last Friday. B. We're still waiting to hear back from the applicants. C. That's actually what the operations manager suggested.
Number 15. Where do we submit the expense reimbursement forms once they've been signed?
A. The reimbursement amount depends on the receipt total. B. Drop them off directly at the accounting department. C. The forms need 2 signatures to be valid.
Number 16. Has anyone reviewed the terms in the new vendor contract yet?
A. Not as far as I know. Legal is still looking it over. B. The vendor provides packaging materials and logistics. C. The contract was signed at the end of last quarter.
Number 17. How long does the equipment calibration process usually take?
A. The equipment was imported from Germany. B. It varies, but typically around 2 to 3 hours. C. The calibration team works on the night shift.
Number 18. Isn't the deadline for the annual compliance report this Friday?
A. The report covers all regional branches. B. I thought it had been extended to the following Monday. C. Compliance training is mandatory for all new hires.
Number 19. Who authorized the change to the project's original scope?
A. The project is expected to wrap up by year-end. B. That decision came directly from the steering committee. C. The scope was broader than we initially assumed.
Number 20. When will the updated employee handbook be distributed to all staff?
A. The handbook covers leave policies and benefits. B. Human Resources is finalizing it this week, apparently. C. All staff are required to sign an acknowledgement form.
Number 21. Which airline did you end up booking for the Tokyo trip?
A. Tokyo is a great city for business travel. B. I went with the one that had the earliest departure. C. The booking confirmation was sent to my email.
Number 22. Why are there so many people waiting outside the community centre?
A. The centre recently renovated its main hall. B. There must be some kind of event going on inside. C. The waiting area has limited seating capacity.
Number 23. Hasn't the gym membership fee gone up again this year?
A. I haven't checked, but I wouldn't be surprised if it has. B. The gym is open daily from 6 in the morning. C. Membership includes access to all fitness classes.
Number 24. Who recommended that restaurant near the waterfront?
A. The waterfront area gets crowded on weekends. B. A colleague of mine mentioned it a while back, I think. C. The restaurant specialises in fresh seafood dishes.
Number 25. When does the farmers market usually open on Saturday mornings?
A. It tends to get going sometime around 8 or 9, I'd say. B. The market sells locally grown produce and handmade goods. C. Saturdays are usually the busiest day of the week there.
Number 26. How do we get reimbursed for travel expenses after a business trip?
A. Yes, business trips are usually approved a month in advance. B. The travel expenses were higher than expected this quarter. C. You'd have to check with someone in the finance team about that.
Number 27. Isn't the rooftop garden at this hotel open to all guests?
A. The hotel was fully booked throughout the holiday season. B. Guests are required to show their room key at the entrance. C. I'm not entirely sure. It might be reserved for premium members only.
Number 28. Who handles maintenance requests for the apartment complex? A. The apartment complex was built about 15 years ago. B. Yes, maintenance work is usually done on weekday mornings. C. I believe you'd need to go through the building manager's office.
Number 29. Why hasn't the catering order been confirmed for Saturday's event?
A. The event is expected to draw over 200 attendees. B. Saturday's schedule has already been sent out to all volunteers. C. That's probably something worth following up with the event coordinator.
Number 30. Do you know whether the community pool is heated during winter months?
A. The pool was resurfaced during last year's renovation. B. Winter swimming can be quite refreshing in cooler climates. C. You'd probably get a better answer from the recreation centre staff.
Number 31. When is the landlord planning to replace the broken intercom system? A.
The intercom system connects all units to the front entrance.
B.
The landlord recently increased the monthly maintenance fee.
C.
He mentioned it would be done by the end of this month.
Part 3. Directions. Listen carefully to dialogues involving 2 or more speakers. After each conversation, you will answer 3 questions about the discussion. For each question, mark the correct answer, A, B, C, or D, on your answer sheet. Remember, the conversations will be played only once and will not appear in your test booklet.
Questions 32 to 34 refer to the following conversation.
Excuse me, I was just checking out of room 412, and I believe I may have left my laptop on the desk. I realized it was missing only after the shuttle had already taken me halfway to the conference center.
I'm sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, our housekeeping team has already begun servicing that room, so I'm unable to let you back in unescorted. Could you describe the laptop for me? The brand and any identifying features?
It's a silver Dell, about 13 inches, and it has a cracked corner on the bottom left. There should also be a blue lanyard attached to the carrying case. Is there any way I can leave my contact details in case it turns up? I have a flight this evening and won't be able to come back in person.
Absolutely. I'd recommend you fill out a lost property report at the front desk, just around that corner. Once housekeeping completes their round, they submit all found items there,
and our coordinator will reach out to you directly if anything matching your description is recovered.
Question 32. What is the woman's problem? Question 33. What information does the man ask for? Question 34. What does the man recommend the woman do?
Questions 35 through 37 refer to the following conversation.
Excuse me, I'm having a bit of a situation here. I'm supposed to lead a training session this afternoon at 2 o'clock, but the tablet they've assigned to me for the demo won't accept my credentials. I've tried 3 times already.
Let me take a look. I see the issue. This device is still registered under the previous trainer's account. I'll reset the access for you right now.
That's such a relief. I still need to load the presentation files and run through the slides before the participants arrive. I really can't afford any more delays.
You should be good to go in just a moment. Is there anything else you need?
Actually, yes. Is there somewhere nearby I can print a few extra copies of the agenda? I underestimated how many attendees would be joining, and I'm about 15 handouts short.
There's a fully equipped business center just down the hall on your left. They have a printer and a copier available for guests.
Question 35. What problem does the man have? Question 36. What is scheduled to take place at 2 o'clock? Question 37. What does the woman say is available down the hall?
Questions 38 to 40 refer to the following conversation.
I didn't realize you were into pottery, David. These pieces you submitted for the craft fair are absolutely stunning. When do you even find time to work on something like this?
Honestly, I squeeze it in during my lunch breaks. There's a community studio just a few blocks from the office that offers open sessions. You should really give it a try sometime. A lot of people find working with their hands helps them decompress, especially with how hectic things have been in our department lately.
That does sound appealing. I've been meaning to pick up a hobby outside of work. The only problem is I signed up for a ceramics class last month, but my kiln at home broke down before I even got started, so I need to get that sorted out first.
Question 38. Where most likely does this conversation take place? Question 39. Why does the man recommend that the woman try the hobby? Question 40. What does the woman say she needs to do first?
Questions 41 to 43 refer to the following conversation with 3 speakers.
Hi there. I was hoping you could point me in the right direction. I've recently transitioned to working remotely, and I'm spending upwards of 8 hours a day at my desk. My physiotherapist has actually flagged some concerns about my posture and recommended that I invest in proper ergonomic equipment, things like a sit-stand desk and lumbar support accessories.
Of course, that kind of setup really does make a difference. I'd actually like to introduce you to my colleague Marcus. He specialises in our ergonomic workspace division and will be much better placed to assist you.
That would be great. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Marcus. Welcome to our Workstation Solutions department. Do you happen to have any specific recommendations from your physiotherapist that I could take a look at?
Yes, actually, she put everything together for me. Here's the referral note with all the items listed.
Perfect. Let me have a look at this. Right, I think we have most of these in stock. Why don't we head over to the display floor so you can try a few options out in person?
Question 41. Who most likely are the 2 men? Question 42. What does the woman show Marcus? Question 43. What will the woman most likely do next?
Questions 44 through 46 refer to the following conversation.
I've been reviewing our project pipeline for the next quarter, and honestly, I don't think our current team has the bandwidth to handle the incoming contracts alongside our existing workload. We're already stretched thin, and 2 of our senior consultants are tied up with the Hartwell account through the end of the year.
I've been thinking the same thing. The growth we're seeing is promising, but we can't let delivery quality slip because we're understaffed. I think it's time we move forward with bringing in additional personnel.
Agreed. Should I start reaching out to candidates directly, or would you prefer we go through a recruitment agency this time?
Let's keep it in-house for now. Before we post anything publicly, though, I need you to update the job specifications and revise the organizational chart to reflect the new roles. Once that documentation is in order, we can go ahead and list the positions on the company portal and external job boards.
Understood. I'll have everything ready for your review by Thursday.
Question 44. Where do the speakers most likely work? Question 45. What are the speakers mainly discussing? Question 46. What does the woman ask the man to do?
Questions 47 to 49 refer to the following conversation with 3 speakers.
So, to give you a quick rundown, the catering has been confirmed, the venue layout is finalized, and the audiovisual team will be doing a sound check on the morning of the event. Everything seems to be tracking well.
Good to hear. What about the recognition segment? Have the engraved plaques been delivered yet? Those need to be ready well in advance so we can arrange the display table before guests arrive.
That's actually the one outstanding issue. I placed the order with Prestige Awards 3 weeks ago, and they initially confirmed a delivery window of last Friday, but nothing has shown up. I followed up by email yesterday, but haven't heard back.
That's concerning. The awards ceremony is the centerpiece of the whole evening. We can't have it fall through at this stage. Don't wait on the email. I need you to call them directly this afternoon and get a firm commitment on the delivery date. If they can't guarantee it in time, ask whether they can arrange a rush order or a local pickup option.
Understood. I'll get on the phone with them right after this meeting. Question 47. Why are the speakers having this meeting? Question 48. What problem is mentioned? Question 49. What does the woman instruct the man to do?
Questions 50 through 52 refer to the following conversation.
Good morning. I have an appointment with Dr. Pemberton. The name is Carroll, Richard Carroll.
Good morning, Mr. Carroll. Let me pull up your record. I'm sorry, but it looks like your appointment is actually scheduled for next Wednesday, the 22nd. Today is the 15th.
Oh, that can't be right. I was quite certain it was this week. I may have written it down incorrectly. Is there any possibility of being seen today? I've taken the morning off work specifically for this.
I completely understand, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience. As it happens, we did have a cancellation come in earlier this morning. One of Dr. Pemberton's 11 o'clock slots has opened up. I can slot you in there if you're able to wait. It's about a 40-minute wait from now.
That works perfectly. I don't have anywhere else to be until the afternoon.
Wonderful. If you could just confirm your date of birth and update your contact number on this form, then please take a seat in the waiting area and we'll call you when the doctor is ready.
Question 50. Where does this conversation most likely take place? Question 51. What is the man's problem? Question 52. What does the woman ask the man to do?
Questions 53 to 55 refer to the following conversation.
Have you had a chance to look at the onboarding schedule? We've got a fairly large intake this cycle. New hires coming in simultaneously from both our Austin branch and the Seattle office. Rather than running 2 separate sessions, I was thinking we could consolidate and bring everyone together for a single training program. It would save considerably on the budget.
That makes sense in principle. The question is where to hold it.
If we're pulling people from both locations, we need somewhere reasonably central.
Exactly. I was initially leaning toward Austin, but I'm open to Seattle if that works better logistically.
Honestly, I'd steer away from Seattle for this one. Accommodation and flights up there are notoriously expensive during the summer months. It would likely offset whatever we save by consolidating the sessions.
That's a fair point. Austin it is then. I'll go ahead and reach out to the regional director to get her sign-off before we start making any bookings.
Question 53. What is the conversation mainly about? Question 54. What does the second man imply when he mentions expensive flights to Seattle in the summer? Question 55. What does the first man say he will do next?
Questions 56 to 58 refer to the following conversation.
I've been hearing a lot of frustration from team leads lately. With the company having scaled up so rapidly over the past year, people are saying it's increasingly difficult to stay informed about what other departments are working on. Updates get buried in email chains, and not everyone is on the same messaging platforms.
I've noticed the same thing. What if we set up a dedicated internal portal? Somewhere employees can post announcements, share project updates, and access company-wide resources all in one place. It would give everyone a single source of truth, rather than information being scattered across different channels.
I think that's exactly the kind of solution we need. The tricky part will be getting it off the ground. Someone would need to oversee the build and drive adoption across departments.
That's true. Do you have anyone in mind?
Actually, Renata Volkov from the digital operations team would be perfect for this. She led the intranet migration at her previous company, so she knows this space inside out. I'll reach out to her this afternoon and see if she's available to take it on. Question 56. What problem are the speakers discussing? Question 57. What solution does the woman propose? Question 58. What will Renata most likely be responsible for?
Questions 59 through 61 refer to the following conversation.
Good morning. I've been overseeing the fit out here all week, and we're nearly ready. Shelving is up, the POS system is installed, and staff training wraps up tomorrow. We're on track to open this Saturday.
Good morning. I'm from the building management office. I'm here because as part of the lease agreement for commercial units in this complex, all tenants are required to undergo a pre-opening compliance inspection before trading can commence. It covers fire safety, ventilation, and electrical installations.
I wasn't made aware of this when I signed the lease. Saturday is 3 days away. I can't afford any delays at this point. I've already sent out promotional materials and notified my suppliers.
I completely understand your concern, and I want to reassure you that this inspection is fairly straightforward for a unit of this size. Our inspector can come in tomorrow morning, and provided everything meets the standard requirements, which from what I can see it looks like it will, you'll have your compliance certificate well before your opening date. It won't affect your schedule.
Question 59. Where does the man most likely work? Question 60. What is the conversation mainly about? Question 61. What is implied when the woman mentions that her opening is in 3 days? Questions 62 to 64 refer to the following conversation and schedule.
Have you had a chance to look at the upcoming events calendar? I thought it might be nice if we went to something together this quarter. The Food and Culture Expo in October looks really interesting.
I'd love to, but October is completely out for me. I'll be away on a business trip to Singapore for most of the month. What about the one in November?
November doesn't work on my end either, I'm afraid. I'm covering for a colleague who's on parental leave, so my schedule is absolutely packed through to the end of that month.
That's a shame. So that leaves the one at the end of the year then. And it falls on a weekend, which makes things a lot easier.
Perfect. Let's plan on that one. I'll get in touch once I've had a look at the ticketing details, and we can sort out the logistics from there.
Question 62. In which month does this conversation most likely take place? Question 63. Why can the man not attend the October event? Question 64. Look at the graphic. Which event will the speakers most likely attend?
Questions 65 through 67 refer to the following conversation and price list.
Hi, I'm looking to place a custom order for promotional items. We have a corporate wellness fair coming up next month, and I'd like to give something practical away to attendees. We were thinking branded water bottles, something that looks decent but doesn't break the budget since we're distributing to around 200 people.
Absolutely, we can help with that. We offer 4 materials, each at a different price point. If keeping costs down is the priority, you might want to consider our most budget-friendly option.
Yes, I think that's the way to go. I'd rather put the remaining budget toward other giveaways.
That makes sense. One thing worth considering, though, if you increase your order quantity beyond your immediate need, the unit price drops significantly. Any surplus bottles won't go to waste either. They keep perfectly well, and you could easily use them for your next event.
That's actually a smart idea. We do have another conference scheduled for early next year, so having stock ready in advance would save us the hassle.
Question 65. What does the man plan to do with the water bottles? Question 66. Look at the graphic. Which type of bottle will the man most likely order? Question 67. What does the woman recommend?
Questions 68 to 70 refer to the following conversation and map.
Good afternoon. I'm looking into venue options for our department's outdoor activity day. We have about 20 people coming, and the fitness levels vary quite a bit across the group.
We'd be happy to help. We have 4 trails available, each marked by color on the map. The shortest one takes under 30 minutes and is completely flat, great for beginners. Our longest trail is quite challenging and takes nearly 3 hours, so that's better suited for experienced hikers.
Those 2 are probably not ideal for us then. What else do you have?
We have 2 mid-range options. One of them passes through some fairly exposed terrain and can get quite steep toward the end, so it's still moderately demanding. The other one is more sheltered, follows a gentle incline throughout, and has some really picturesque spots along the way. It tends to be the most popular choice for corporate groups.
That second one sounds like exactly what we need. I'll go with that. One more thing. Is there anywhere suitable for the group to have lunch once we finish?
Yes, the visitor center has a cafe that can comfortably seat large groups. No booking needed.
Question 68. Why has the woman come to the park? Question 69. Look at the graphic. Which trail will the group most likely take? Question 70. What does the man say about the visitor center?
Part 4. Directions. In this part, you will listen to several short talks. Each talk will be presented by a single speaker. After each talk, you will hear 3 questions about its content. Choose the most appropriate answer for each question by selecting A, B, C, or D on your answer sheet. Please note that the talks will not be repeated and will not appear in your test booklet.
Questions 71 through 73 refer to the following radio broadcast. Good evening and welcome back to Metro Matters, your go-to source for urban development news. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at a proposal that has been generating considerable debate across the city: the construction of a new high-rise office and retail complex in the Hargrove district. City planners argue that the development will attract major corporations, create thousands of jobs, and significantly boost the local tax base.
However, the project has met with strong opposition from neighborhood associations, who warn that the influx of workers and visitors will overwhelm the area's already strained road infrastructure, causing severe congestion during peak hours. Several residents have also raised concerns about noise and air quality during the construction phase, which is expected to last approximately 3 years. Supporters, meanwhile, point to similar developments in neighboring districts that have revitalized struggling commercial zones. We'll be speaking with both the city's chief urban planner and a representative from the Residents' Coalition right after this break, where we'll dig deeper into whether the long-term economic gains truly justify the costs to the community.
Question 71. What is the broadcast primarily about? Question 72. What concern have local residents raised about the project? Question 73. What will be discussed after the commercial break?
Questions 74 through 76 refer to the following talk.
Good morning, everyone. I sincerely apologise for pulling you all in at such short notice. I know 7 a.m. is far from ideal, but I have a train to catch in just under 2 hours, so I'll keep this as brief as possible. As department heads, you're all aware that our semi-annual staff evaluation cycle is currently underway. What I need from each of you is to ensure that all performance reviews for your respective teams are submitted no later than this Friday. This deadline is non-negotiable. The results feed directly into the decisions being made at the executive level regarding promotions, internal transfers, and restructuring. And perhaps more urgently, HR has confirmed that we have several critical vacancies across the organisation that cannot be filled until the evaluation data has been processed and finalised. So the longer we delay, the longer those positions remain unstaffed, and that's something none of us can afford right now. I'll have my assistant follow up with each of you individually. Thank you for coming in early, and I'll see you all when I'm back next week.
Question 74. What does the speaker mean when he says, "I have a train to catch in just under 2 hours"? Question 75. Who most likely are the listeners? Question 76. Why is the deadline described as critical?
Questions 77 through 79 refer to the following telephone message.
Hello, this message is for Mr. Dalton. My name is Christine Mercer, and I'm calling on behalf of Green Shield Pest Control Services. I understand that following our technician's visit to your property last Tuesday, you were dissatisfied with the result. Specifically, that the treatment applied to your storage room did not fully address the infestation you reported along the back wall. First, I want to assure you that we take all client feedback very seriously, and I'm sorry that our service did not meet your expectations on this occasion. I've already spoken with the technician who handled your appointment, and we'd like to arrange a complimentary follow-up treatment at a time that suits you, free of charge. In addition, I'll be making an adjustment to your upcoming invoice to remove the charge for last week's storage room treatment, as we feel it wouldn't be appropriate to bill you for work that did not deliver the results we promised. Please don't hesitate to call me back directly at extension 214, and we'll get everything sorted for you as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Dalton. And again, I do apologize for the inconvenience.
Question 77. Where does the speaker most likely work? Question 78. What is the main purpose of the message? Question 79. What does the speaker say she will do?
Questions 80 through 82 refer to the following excerpt from a meeting.
Good afternoon, everyone. As most of you are aware, our annual Healthcare Innovation Summit is scheduled for the third week of next month, and preparations have been largely on track. However, I need to bring an urgent matter to your attention. Dr. Vivian Hartley, who was confirmed as our opening keynote speaker, has unfortunately had to withdraw from the event due to a prior professional commitment that she was unable to reschedule. This is, of course, a significant setback, as her session on patient data management was one of the most anticipated parts of the program. We now need to identify a qualified replacement as quickly as possible. Ideally, someone with a strong background in health technology or digital medical systems. If any of you know of a suitable candidate, whether a colleague, an academic contact, or an industry professional, I'd ask that you send your suggestions directly to me by end of day Thursday. Please include the person's name, their area of expertise, and any contact details you may have. We'll review all recommendations as a team on Friday morning and make a final decision before the weekend. Thank you for your help with this.
Question 80. What event is being discussed? Question 81. What problem does the speaker mention? Question 82. What does the speaker ask the listeners to do? Questions 83 through 85 refer to the following recorded announcement.
Thank you for calling Harborview Conference and Exhibition Center. We have an important update for all our valued clients and guests. Harborview will be temporarily closing its doors beginning November 1st to undergo an extensive renovation and structural expansion project. During this period, our main exhibition hall will be enlarged to accommodate significantly larger events, and a new state-of-the-art audiovisual system will be installed throughout the facility. We anticipate that all work will be completed on schedule, and we are pleased to confirm that Harborview Conference and Exhibition Center will be reopening to the public in early December, just in time for the festive season. We understand that some of you may have upcoming bookings, and our events coordination team will be reaching out individually to discuss available options. In the meantime, we warmly invite you to visit our website at www.harborviewcenter.com, where you can browse a gallery of architectural renders and preview images of the newly expanded venue. We believe the upgraded space will exceed your expectations, and we look forward to welcoming you back very soon.
Question 83. What type of facility is this announcement about? Question 84. What is planned for early December? Question 85. Why does the speaker encourage listeners to visit the website?
Questions 86 through 88 refer to the following talk.
All right, everyone. Let's gather around for a moment before we head to the stage. As your musical director this evening, I want to run through a few things before we begin. Tonight's performance is part of the annual gala dinner hosted by Westfield Financial Group, and it's going to be a wonderful occasion. Now, I know that for some of you, this is your first time performing in front of a live audience of this scale, and it's completely natural to feel a little nervous. But I want you to remember, you've all put in the rehearsal time and you're ready. The most important thing I need from each of you is to keep your eyes on me throughout the performance. I will be signaling tempo changes, entries, and dynamics, so as long as you're watching my baton, everything will flow exactly as we've practiced. Do not look at the audience. Keep your focus on me at all times. Now, on another note, I've been informed that following the performance, a journalist from Capital Arts Review by the name of Marcus Ellison will be joining us backstage. He's writing a feature piece on community orchestras, and he's interested in speaking with several of you about your experience. So please do make yourself available after the final bow. Thank you, and let's make tonight one to remember.
Question 86. Where will tonight's event most likely take place? Question 87. What does the speaker instruct the listeners to do during the performance? Question 88. What does Marcus Ellison want to do after the performance? Questions 89 through 91 refer to the following excerpt from a meeting.
So, as part of our quarterly review, I'd like to share some findings from the customer feedback study we conducted last month. Overall, the responses were quite encouraging. The majority of participants expressed strong satisfaction with our skincare line, and when asked to highlight what they valued most, an overwhelming number pointed to how long-lasting the formulas are, particularly the moisturizers and serums, which customers said continued to show results weeks after use.
That's fantastic to hear. However, there was one recurring concern that we simply can't overlook. Quite a few respondents felt that our price point is on the higher end compared to similar products on the market. So I've been looking into ways we might bring that cost down without compromising on quality. I spoke with a colleague in the packaging division, and she made a really interesting suggestion. She said that if we streamlined the outer packaging, we could cut material costs considerably. And honestly, now that's a way to reduce the price. Our current packaging is quite oversized for what's actually inside, and making it more compact could make a real difference to our margins. I think it's worth exploring further. I'll be scheduling a meeting with the packaging team next week to look at some options.
Question 89. What did the company carry out last month? Question 90. What aspect of the products did customers respond to most positively? Question 91. What does the speaker mean when she says, "Now that's a way to reduce the price"?
Questions 92 through 94 refer to the following telephone message and schedule.
Hey, Priya, it's Daniel. Sorry to call out of the blue like this, but I'm in a bit of a situation and I really need your help. I'm currently at the station waiting to board my train to Lyon for the 2 o'clock meeting with the team at Renault Consulting. The thing is, I just checked the departure board and my service has been pushed back significantly. I'm not going to make it there in time for the meeting. I really don't want to cancel on them or ask to reschedule, though. Renault Consulting has been with us for over 6 years, and they're one of our most valued accounts. We simply can't afford to leave them waiting or give them any reason to feel like they're not a priority. So I was wondering, would you be able to go in my place? I know it's short notice, and I'm really sorry to spring this on you. I'll send you all the briefing notes in the presentation file right away. If you can make it, just head straight to the main reception and ask for Mr. Fontaine. He's the one leading the session on their side. I owe you one. Let me know as soon as you can.
Question 92. Why is the man calling Priya? Question 93. Look at the graphic. Which train is the man waiting for? Question 94. What does the man say about Renault Consulting? Questions 95 through 97 refer to the following talk and schedule.
Thank you all so much for joining us for today's glass-blowing demonstration here at the Meridian Craft Museum. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. Now, I'll be staying right here at the demonstration area for a little while, so if anything came up during the session that you'd like to know more about, or if you have any questions I didn't get to address, please don't hesitate to come on over. I'm happy to help. Before you head off to explore the rest of the museum, I'd also like to let you know about what's coming up next. 1 hour from now, we'll be hosting another session that I'd strongly encourage you all to come back for. It's been drawing consistently large crowds ever since we introduced it to the programme, and I can tell you from experience that it tends to fill up very quickly, so you may want to make your way back a little early to secure a good spot. It's quite a different experience from what you've just seen, much more immersive and visually dramatic. We really do consider it the signature highlight of everything we offer here at the museum. I think you'll find it truly unforgettable. We look forward to seeing you back here soon.
Question 95. Why does the speaker say she will remain at the demonstration area? Question 96. Look at the graphic. What time does the speaker encourage the listeners to return? Question 97. What does the speaker say about the upcoming demonstration?
Questions 98 through 100 refer to the following telephone message and floor plan.
Hello, Ms. Carpenter. This is Owen Briggs calling from Talent Bridge Career Services. Thank you for registering for this Saturday's Professional Opportunities Expo at the Central Convention Hall. I'm reaching out ahead of the event to give you a few pointers that I think will make your visit much more productive. Based on the profile and career goals you submitted when you signed up, there's one exhibitor in particular that I'd really like to draw your attention to.
Meridian Trust is a well-established financial institution that's been expanding quite aggressively over the past year. And, this is the part I think you'll find particularly relevant, they've recently confirmed plans to open a new branch in Westfield, which, as I understand it, is very close to where you're currently based. That makes them an especially strong fit for someone in your situation, since you mentioned preferring opportunities that wouldn't require relocation. Now, I won't spoil which spot they're in. You can check that on the floor plan included in your registration confirmation. That said, if after browsing the expo you find that other companies catch your eye, I'm more than happy to pull together detailed profiles and put you in touch with the right contacts. Just send me a message or give me a call, and I'll get that information across to you as quickly as I can. Looking forward to hearing how it goes. Good luck on Saturday.
Question 98. What does the speaker recommend that Ms. Carpenter do? Question 99. Look at the graphic. Which booth does the speaker recommend? Question 100. Why does the speaker recommend this particular company?